Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Beluga Whale, and today I have a treat for you guys. Well, some news, I guess. Sorry, if you don't care about the news. Alright, let me also, whoops, we don't want to see chat, because everyone is toxic, and want to be me. Okay, so, some news. You can tell this title's different. This would normally be a why did I win? Spoiler, I did win this game. I'm changing, kind of dropping those series. I'm not really, but basically I felt the titles were kind of just weird. So we're just going to switch the titles now. It's going to be post-game commentaries and live commentaries. And I will still post losses and wins. I won't just post wins now. It'll just be games that, like, no matter what, it'll be games either if you guys ask for something a lot and I don't mind playing it, that'll be one. Or I just feel like it's a really good game that we can all learn from, that'll be one. So from now on, we're just going to call it post-game commentaries, live game commentaries. That, along with stream highlights and in-depth guides, is going to be the bulk of my videos. So we'll have either 2 post-game commentaries or 2 live commentaries a week. I'll probably just like alternate every week. Once I eventually, that's not happening anytime soon, but that's what we'll eventually get to. And that will be my 5 video a week schedule. Also, maybe I'll commentate or I'll spectate you guys' games. If you send in replays, I can do that too. Alright, but anyways, this game we're playing Ekko Top. Sorry for the kind of long intro. Everyone has been asking for Ekko Top, and I told you guys I didn't like playing it, which really isn't true anymore. I'm having a lot of success on it, and I'm having fun playing it. The main reason that I'm playing it, though, is because my main account has been getting screwed over in just matchmaking. Sorry, I don't know why I have it paused. Here, I'm versus a Pantheon top, and Pantheon is a lane bully. He's a super lane bully. They take this to where they can keep up mana, and all they do is spam Q, spam Q, spam Q. This guy actually even took the burning keystone. You'll see it on me here. He took Deathfire Touch. So it was just really hard for me to lane versus him. Normally, what you do on Ekko Top is you wait until you have your Grass and the Undying up and your E, and then you just E in, Q them, and then run away, because your E plus your Q plus the return of your Q gets all 3 hits of your passive, so that you get, your full burst, and then you just run away so you don't take a lot of return damage, and you just wash, rinse, and repeat that, depending on if they're, like, there are certain champions that are just good versus Ekko. One of them is Kale Top, actually. Just the champion that can like slow you a lot or have just pretty good reactionary CC, you're going to struggle versus, but for the most part, as long as you abuse that grassing and dying in your E, you're going to win lane, and that's what you see me doing here. Now, I've been pretty much only playing Ekko this past day, and I'm going to keep doing it until I get back into Diamond, because I figured out, well, here, Pantheon lets me hit my W on him, so I just come in for a lot of harass. I get a big punish off of that. But I'm not going to turret dive him because 1, he has Ignite, 2, he has his W, and 3, I just don't want to like risk dying. Like, whether I can kill him or not isn't the point. If I die, then it just completely screws everything up. But here his passive isn't up, and as long as his passive is not up, it's safe for me to E onto him. If his passive is up, really what you want to do is auto him first with a normal auto and then use your E, because his passive will block your E, and that'll block all the bonus damage from your E, and you don't really want that. So that's what I do there. Here I'm placing my W. I'm trying to just zone him off of some CS. He normally would win this lane, but I think he just went for some really bad trades, and he ran out of pots. So he was like kind of low on mana. He couldn't spam his Q on me so much. But now I'm low on mana, so I think we're just going to shove this and go back. Really, we're going to talk a lot. We're not going to talk a ton about this laning top. Like, if something special happens, but top lane's a boring lane. Okay? There's not a whole lot that ever happens top lane. So instead, we're just going to talk about like the build and stuff you need to be taking and stuff like that. And then if something happens, I'll talk about my thought process. But anyways, the build, and I stole this straight from Dyrus, and he probably stole it from all the other high level top players. Basically what you do is, depending on who I'm versus, this page is the best page, but you can only do it versus AD tops. So this game, obviously I'm versus Pantheon, so I do it. Here, my Jarvan comes for a gank, so I just throw my W down on the only place that he could escape. Jarvan actually flashes to where he can get in to help me kill the Pantheon, but he didn't have to do that, I don't think. yet because Pantheon didn't flash. I don't know. He probably could have saved his flash just from Pantheon's flash if Jarvan didn't come through River instead. But either way, we're going to kill the Pantheon, and then I do let my Jarvan help me push the wave because I want to leave. I'm really low, so there's no reason for me to be greedy and say, hey, I have to take all this. So anyways, these runes I'm taking this game are attack speed reds, health per level yellows, armor quintessences, and I think it's flat AEP blues. And that's the best page versus AD champions, because obviously this page doesn't have any MR on it. So if you go versus a AP champion, you're going to get beat really badly. But this way you get bonus health for your eventual Titanic Hydra, and your Grassy and Dying both do more damage when you get more health. Your armor on your quintessences, it's enough armor to where you won't get bullied out by people like Pantheon. And then attack speed reds, you have to take attack speed reds on Ekko almost always, whether you're jungle or top. Mid lane doesn't take it, but mid lane Ekko is definitely the weaker of the 3 possible places to play Ekko. And you really just want that attack speed to be getting off your passive, and then later to be slapping people with Titanic Hydra and everything. So here, I teleport mid because they were ganking Anivia. Graves, unfortunately, he flashes away from me, but he still lands on the Anivia side, and then he was dead. So we get the kill on Graves. And then now I'm making my way bot. Now the only thing that I did wrong this game, and I've fixed it since then, and you guys, if you're good at Ekko, you need to be doing this. On your first back, you must always buy Dark Seal. You always got to buy it. This game, I had enough to buy Sheen, so I bought Sheen because I was like, oh, it's a big power spike. But if I had Dark Seal, I already would have 2 stacks on it. And you're going to see this gank does go well bot, so I would have had even more stacks on it. So you always got to buy Dark Seal. And Dark Seal is so good on Ekko because it's so easy to stay alive on him. Like, once you get your ult, and as long as you play Ekko properly, it's just going to be really hard for you to die. So overall, you got to be taking Dark Seal. See, here I would have got a stack on Vayne, I would have got a stack on Braum, and I might have even got a stack on... I would not have gotten a stack on Oriana, but still, I would have been at 4 stacks already. And instead, I didn't have it, and I was really mad at myself that I didn't take it. You're going to see I'm going to buy it on this pack. But, like, that's 4 stacks I didn't get. So, anyways, you definitely want to go Dark Seal on Ekko because it's really easy to keep your stacks as long as you are familiar with Ekko and you know your limits and you ult out when you need to ult out. Now, as far as building it into Magi's, that really depends on how you're doing. If you're doing well, like you're at 10 stacks, because, of course, Dark Seal caps at 10. If you're at 10 stacks and you're doing well and you feel like you're going to be able to keep those stacks, then, yeah, you just want to buy Magi's as soon as you hit 10 stacks. But if you're struggling or something, or lane's just going rough, do not finish your Dark Seal. Like, if it's an even lane or you're kind of behind, even if you don't think you're going to die, just keep it at Dark Seal. Because, obviously, if you're not even at 10 stacks, then you're not losing anything by keeping Dark Seal. And if you die with Dark Seal, then you lose a lot less stacks anyways. You only lose... what is it, 4 versus 10, I think, or 5 versus 10 or something. It's way more punishing to die with Magi. So don't get Magi's until you're pretty comfortable knowing that you're going to stay alive. Now, me, of course, I'm sorry. I know I sound really cocky when I talk about my Ekko, but I am really good at Ekko. So I almost always get 10 stacks, and then I'm almost always building Magi's early. But that doesn't mean you need to do that. You just need to build Magi's when you're pretty confident you're not going to die. Now, as for the rest of the build, this is the Triforce top Ekko build. So the first item you're going to want to get is Triforce. Now, of course, you're going to get a Dark Seal, but you don't really consider that a full item, right? You consider Magi's the full item. So the first full item that you want to get is going to be Triforce. It really doesn't matter what order you started in. All 3 of the Triforce components are great on Ekko. Sheen, obviously, is one of the best. Any Spellblade is fantastic on Ekko. We've talked about this millions of times. Phage is good because it gives you more health and it gives you more movement speed, and movement speed's great on Ekko. And then Stinger is good because it gives you CDR as well as Sheen, and it gives you more attack speed, which is still good on Ekko. So it really doesn't matter what order you build them in. Usually what I do is if I just go back with enough money to buy Sheen, I'll buy Sheen. Or if my lane, I'm not getting killed in lane, but I keep running out of mana, then, you know, I'll buy a Sapphire Crystal. Most of the time, though, if I go back and I don't have that much money, I'll start building the components to Phage, because the components to Phage are definitely what are going to keep you alive most of the time. Here, I get in a fight with Pantheon, and since I missed my Q on him, I was going to start losing that fight, so I just ult to make sure he doesn't execute me. But I've got some potions rolling, and you do take Feast on this build. Sorry, okay, here, I get greedy, though, and I die. Pantheon uses his flash, and I didn't have mine, so that was a mistake on my part. But this build... you do take Feast, so you usually can stay in lane for a while. But anyways, back to Triforce. Normally, I'll be building up Phage first, and then Sheen after that, and then Stinger. Stinger, definitely, it's good, but it's definitely the least important. But, you know, this is all subject to change. If you just happen to have 600 gold when you back, then usually I'll buy 2 daggers, you know, or maybe 2 daggers and a pink crystal, or it just, not pink crystal, sorry, Vision Ward. That's what that thing is called, not a pink, what am I thinking? But anyways, it really doesn't matter. You're going to build Triforce first. Second, you're going to probably want to get your boots. You don't have to finish your boots, though. You can just get tier 1 boots. That's usually fine. Here, my Jarvan's a really cool dude, and he lets me get that stack, so I'm back up to having two stacks on my Dark Seal, which is fantastic. And then Graves comes top, but I do a lot of damage with my Strength of the Ages, not Strength of the Ages, Grassy and Dying, and my 2 stacks, and Sheen. So Graves can't really stay close to me, and if he lets me hit a Q on him, I'm going to kill him. So anyways, that's why I keep jumping forward, because if he lets me hit my Q and my E, he will die. But anyways, next you're going to get boots. Really, depending on the game, your boots are going to be kind of different. So you might go, here, Graves lets me hit a stun on him, but he does E-wait at the very last second. Good play on his part. I'm not going to be able to kill him. We'll get back to the items in a second. So as far as what I'm doing this game, I'm already really, really ahead because my roam, mid, and bot worked out. Obviously, I'd be way, way more ahead, and I probably wouldn't even die to Pantheon if I had finished Dark Seal first. But really, at this point, there's not too much that we have to do. All the lanes won. I chose this gameplay because it was the shortest, / I had a really good score on top Ekko. But once again, the gameplay, it's really not that complex for top lane. As far as me playing top lane, all I do is push the wave, harass my opponent, you know, make sure you're using your Grass the Undying correctly. I get a Dark Seal, and then either if I can kill my opponent, great. If not, then I'll usually roam. And as long as you stay alive, that's the thing about Ekko, and it's also true for Ekko Jungle, and I might make another updated Ekko Jungle. I've started building Dark Seal in the jungle too. It's the exact same thing. As long as you stay alive. Here, my Jarvan messes up. He doesn't keep running into my stun. He tries to knock up the Pantheon, and then I'm going to die because Orianna ulted on Pantheon's body. I had my ult, I think, but Pantheon stunned me, and then Orianna ulted me, and I was just dead. But, anyways. What were we talking about? Oh, yeah. The only thing you have to do on Ekko, right? Ekko is by far and away the best Dark Seal user in the game. There's not a better champion to buy Dark Seal on, almost, in the game. Like, maybe, obviously, it's more effective on really fed AP nuke heroes, but when you think of a safer champion than Ekko that also can make usage of Dark Seal, it's really hard to name any. So you just always are going to want to build Dark Seal these days, as long as you know how to stay alive on Ekko. And then all you have to do is get assists. A lot of people, when they buy Dark Seal or Mage Eyes, they think it's super important to like try and kill everyone that they can, and usually that gets them killed. Ekko is so easy to stay alive with as long as you play him correctly, that all you have to do is buy Dark Seal and eventually a Mage Eyes. But anyways, just get assists in team fights, and then as long as you stay alive, you will start to get stacks, and then you'll get to the point where you can kill everyone, but you don't start out at that point, so you got to know when you're really strong. Anyways, Pantheon chased my Anivia for miles. He misses all of his spells on me, so I'm going to go ahead and jump back on him. However, he does do a lot of damage, but he's going to let me hit my ult here, so he lost as soon as he let me hit my ult. I also have my W stun, so he's going to die. If he had ran away, like if he had tried to kite me, I guess kind of just stay away from my ult, then he probably would have won that fight. But since he just let my ult smack him, he was definitely dead. Anyways, build Dark Seal, build Triforce. The next item is going to be Titanic Hydra. And what you do with Titanic Hydra is you build... some champions you just build Tiamat and leave it there, and then you come back to Titanic Hydra way later, but you don't do that on Ekko. Once you've got your Triforce, the only other item you might be building before you finish Titanic Hydra is your Mage Eyes. But other than that, you're going to be building up Titanic Hydra. And Titanic Hydra has a few good things for top lane Ekko. One, you're getting a lot of HP. You got HP per level yellows, depending... Oh yeah, sorry. I know I'm all over the place. I should have scripted this out maybe, but it's not a guide, it's just a commentary. But anyways, depending on if your verse is an AEP top, the rune page that I take is attack speed reds, armor yellows, magic resist blues, and ability power quints. You still have to take armor because turrets deal physical damage, minions deal physical damage, and even AP champions can auto attack you for physical damage. So you still have to take armor. So you take armor yellows, then you take magic resist blues so that you don't get bullied by the magic champion. Anyways, back to where I was at. Titanic Hydra is just super good. It's going to do a ton of damage because you've got health per level yellows and you're building it and Triforce. Those are both two kind of healthy items. And you have a lot of attack speed, so you're also just getting a bunch of waves shooting out from Titanic Hydra. And the big kicker is that it's an auto attack reset. So that means you can run up to someone, auto them, use Titanic Hydra, and that'll get 2 stacks of your passive immediately. And that's really, really good. The only auto reset that Ekko has is his E, if you didn't know that, but it's a dash. So even if you're hitting someone and you try to dash as close to them as possible, you still have to go through the whole animation of his E. And while it is a little bit quicker usually than just sitting there and auto attacking, using your E is still an auto reset, so it's kind of fast. It takes so long that Titanic Hydra is actually really nice to have. All right, here, sorry, I didn't mean to speed up, I meant to back up. All right, so what's happening here is I'm roaming down from top because my team wants to do the dragon. It's a good call. We're 11 kills ahead. We're 7,000 gold, which of course we didn't know that. You can't tell in game, but we've got 3 turrets. They've got none. We've already got a dragon. We're way ahead. We're pretty sure we can win a team fight, so they're going for the dragon. It's a good call. I'm on the way down from top lane. I'm going to be kind of late to this party, but that's okay. All we have to do in team fights is maybe kill Vayne. Like, that might be their only threat. Pantheon's kind of fed, but he's really easy to just, like, kite and CC. Our team has plenty of CC. I have a stun. He has a knockup. She has a stun. He has 2 stuns, and he has his ult. You know, we have CC for Pantheon. So, Vayne's kind of fed. Maybe kill the Vayne. Maybe kill the Orianna. She still does a lot of damage, even though she's not that fed. But anyways, team fights are not hard for us. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in, and my Jarvan initiates, and I throw my W down on where he's about to start initiating, because usually what Jarvans do is they EQ and they ult, and if you throw your W down on that, that's a lot of time the enemy team holds still in that same spot, so you're probably going to hit your W stun. So he knocks him up. He doesn't even have to ult. I come in, they kill the Orianna, I finish off the Graves. Pantheon dunks in, and he's going to finish off the Thresh, but we are going to finish off the Pantheon. I flash to try to catch the Vayne. She tumbles in invisibility, so I'm not going to be able to get her. She stuns me against this pillar, but in the meantime, my Anivia actually slowed her. The Anivia hits a stun, and then I am going to come in and KS this because I'm trying to get my stacks. So now I have 9 Dark Seal stacks. My teammates are going to be able to finish off this dragon. And I think me and Anivia finish off this turret mid, or at least get some damage on it. It's always good to get damage on turrets. Here I come and mess with the Braum just because I'm playing Ekko. So, you know, if I'm not turret diving and then ulting out, then I'm not really playing Ekko, am I? So I'm going to go ahead and go back now because I have 9 stacks. 9, 10. It's about the same. If I get another kill right now, then I would be wasting, technically, I'd be wasting a stack because I would only get 1 stack from that when normally Dark Seal gives you 2. And if I go ahead and finish Mage Eyes, then I'll get 4 on my next stack. So I go back, I finish off my Mage Eyes, and I'm starting to build my Titanic Hydra. Usually I build Tiamat first. This game I just built a Ruby Crystal because I wasn't really paying that much attention. But you do want to build Tiamat first, and then you build Jarvan's Fist, and then you finish off your Titanic Hydra. And in the meantime, I'm going to be able to farm top. My Jarvan was, I think he was invading or something. Yeah, Jarvan invades, and he gets caught by Graves. Basically, Graves sees him, so Pantheon comes down to like help Graves, but Graves is like, there's no way we win a 2v2, which they don't. So he runs away. Pantheon's gonna stay. I'm gonna come get an assist on that. That's 2 more stacks for me. And now we're going back top to chill. Just gonna go ahead and wave clear all this. Varus comes top. I tank the turret a little bit. You know how I do. You guys see me play a lot. I don't mind tanking some turret shots every now and then. It's technically not the optimal thing to do, but if I know no enemies are around and I want to keep up my minion wave, that's what I do. You know, you need minions to push turrets. We've talked about this a lot, but turrets gain bonus resistances if you don't have minions. So sometimes it's pretty efficient to let the turret hit you. Now, obviously, I didn't have to this game at all, but doesn't mean you can't. You know. So now, as far as boots go, well here, Vayne's pushing up, and Varus can't 1v1 her, so I come in to finish her off, and Varus is going to let me take that kill, which I'm grateful for, because now I'm at 15 stacks, which means I get bonus movement speed, which is something we all love to have on Ekko. And I'm fine with The only reason I'm perfectly fine with Anivia taking this is because I just got a blue from killing Vayne. I don't, even on top Ekko, jungle Ekko, if you have a bunch of stacks, take the blues. Unless if your mid laner is going to like rage and try and feed, you should usually be taking the blues because you're probably doing more with it. But anyways, here I just got one, so it's fine for me to give it to her. Boots. I know I started talking about boots and I never finished. So depending on the enemy team, there are pretty much two kinds of boots you might go. You might go Ninja Tabby, but very rarely will you ever actually need Ninja Tabby. Most of the time, you're going to go Merc Treads because they're Merc Treads. You don't want to be CC'd a lot on this Ekko build. Once you get a bunch of stacks on your Magi's and your Titanic Hydra and stuff, you're going to be focusing their back line. You're going to go for their carries. You're going to E onto them. You're going to Q, and you're going to use your Titanic Hydra active, and you're going to do a huge nuke onto them, and it's usually enough to kill them. As you can see here, I get a free flash from the Orianna, and then I'm just going to ult away because I can't really beat this Pantheon 1v1 when my ult's not hitting him right. But anyways, so Merc Treads are very good. You don't want to be CC'd while you're diving the back line. However, if they don't have CC, even if they're AD heavy, if they don't have CC, the best boots are usually Ionian boots of Lucidity, the CDR boots, because here, they're chasing Anivia, and I don't want Anivia to die, so I come in, I kill the Pantheon. Braum, obviously, is not going to be able to 1v1 me, so I hit him a few times, but then I realized that Thresh has got Vayne in a pretty sweet spot, so I'm going to jump onto the Vayne. I'm going to finish her off, and then we are going to go after this Braum. I think he flashes, or he W's away, but it doesn't matter, because I've got my E. I am going to finish him off. I get a triple kill, and now we're at max stacks, 25. So we're doing pretty much as much damage as I could possibly be doing at this point. So anyways, boots. Usually you want to go Boots Lucidity because you're not going to hit anywhere near. You're going to get 20% CDR with this build. You don't take CDR runes on top Ekko because you need other stats more. So I like getting the CDR boots because with the Triforce, that's going to put you at 30%. But other than that, it's either Merc Treads or Lucidity boots. So here, my team's pushing this turret. Orianna gets kind of close. At this point, it's slaughter. It's definitely slaughter. I mean, I've got max stacks. I do a ton of damage, and I think next time I back, I'm going to be able to afford. Yeah, I can afford. Now, Titanic Hydra costs 23. I think, no, it costs 1900 when you have these two items. So, yeah, I can afford it. And even if it was 2300, I can afford it. So, anyways, I'm just kind of pushing this inhibitor with my team. Pantheon ults in. I'm going to go ahead and bop him. And then I throw down my W. I'm waiting to get the shield. I was going to go on Graves once I got my shield, but obviously Vayne and Braum are here, so I need to leave. So I run away. I'm going to have another Q to keep kiting these people. It all just depends on if Varus moves quickly enough to get away, which he doesn't. He's kind of a slow hero at this point. But I've got Triforce and more than 15 stacks in my Soul Stealer. So I have a lot of movement speed, even without boots. So I'm going to be able to get away there. So yeah, you're going to go... Just depending on how the game's... I might have gone Lucidity boots this game just because I was immensely fed. But no, I actually go for Merc Treads, which was smart of me because they have Braum and Orianna. I mean, look, stun, 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 stun. Slow. They have plenty of CC, so Merc Treads aren't bad here. Orianna's solo pushing bot, so I'm going to go ahead and TP in. If she stays close enough for me to E to her, she's going to die. But as you can see at this point, we're going to actually rewind it. I know you guys hate it when I rewind it, but I don't really care. You guys need to see the auto reset. So I come in. Look. Auto, use your Titanic Hydra, and then it's instantly 2 auto attacks, and that, I mean, with Ekko, a 3-hit passive champion, getting 2 auto attacks off really quickly is fantastic, and you start doing massive damage. But anyways, after boots, sorry, I know I've been all over the place, but really this commentary, I mean, what did we do to win this game? We had one good roam, and all of my laners are strong laners compared to their team, but really that one good roam where Pantheon didn't take teleport, so I punished that by teleporting mid when Pantheon had just ulted top, I think, or either way, he wasn't going to follow me. I come mid, we got a kill. You guys remember this. This happened way earlier. Came mid, got a kill, and then come bot with my jungler, and since my bot lane was doing well already, and I'm Ekko, I had my ult and everything, we were able to dive that. And then after that, the game was pretty much over. As long as my team kept playing well and their team kept playing poorly, that was kind of like the deciding factor. But anyways, next up on the build is GA. Now this is the last item that you have to get on top Ekko. You have to get everything that I've said so far. There's no diversity in the Ekko top build. You are going to go Triforce, Titanic Hydra, Soul Stealer, and Boots, and you are going to go GA. So that's 5 items that you're going to get. There's no messing around. You have to get them every single game. You want to get GA for a couple reasons. One, it gives you bonus resistances in both stats, so that's fantastic. That way it kind of covers both worlds. Two, obviously it's GA. You're going to have the GA passive. It's going to make you a lot harder to kill, and you really don't want to be dying on this build because by the time you finish GA, you're going to have around 25 stacks, 25 stacks. So you don't want to die in team fights. So getting the GA is just going to keep you alive. Now, after that, possible last items, I usually go Dead Man's Plate versus normal enemy AD teams. Versus normal enemy comps. Dead Man's Plate obviously gives you more movement speed. You guys know I love movement speed to death on Ekko. Gives you a little bit bonus damage on your first E and makes you a little bit tankier overall. It's a pretty good item. Other alternatives you can do, you can go Abyssal if you're versus a lot of AP instead of AD and you don't want to go Dead Man's. You can go Spirit Visage if you're just not doing too well. Also versus more AP, it's going to give you that 10% CDR, give you a lot of health, make your Titanic Hydra do more, make your Strength or Grassy Undying deal more, and heal you more since it's a Spirit Visage. You can also go Frozen Heart if you really want to, because that's another 20% CDR item. So say you went Merch Heads, not Lucidity Boots, you went Triforce, and then you go Frozen Heart, then you're at 40% CDR, which is also another fantastic thing to do on Ekko. But realistically, the only last two items you're going to want to get is either Dead Man's Plate or Abyssal Scepter. Sorry, I have the burps. But anyways, that's the build on Ekko, and I know my commentary was all over the place, but the most important things that you guys need to take from this is the build. But second than that, how to lane on Ekko is what we talked about earlier. As long as you take runes where you have ample MR or CDR, then, and once again, I like to keep blues. Also, that helps with your CDR cap. But anyways, as long as you have the right runes to where you're not going to get completely bullied by your enemy laner, then every single time your Grassy Undying is up, which it obviously stacks up from minions. So while you're last hitting minions, you're going to get Grassy Undying stacks. You're going to activate your Corrupting Potion. You're going to eat the enemy. You're going to Q them. At that point, depending on the enemy, you might want to auto them again. Like if they have a really massive slow, you might need to go ahead and get your passive immediately so you can run away. If they don't really have CC yet, like you EN Q and they can't really do much, then you just kind of want to run away because your second Q, when it comes back, it's going to get the third hit passive, and then that way you take a lot less damage. So those are pretty much how you lane on Ekko. And then other than that, make sure you're roaming. If you can, don't roam when you are even in lane. If you're even or you're losing in lane, do not roam. A lot of games, I just straight keep teleporting back top, and my team's like, they haven't said anything. But if they did, if they asked, like, why aren't you teleporting down? If I'm not winning top, I'm not leaving top, because Ekko will eventually win top. My Ekko certainly will eventually win top. So I'm not going to leave top until I start winning my lane. So other than that, that's pretty much it, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. We'll just commentate what's happening on the rest of the game. Pantheon gets executed because he hasn't built any... oh, wow, it's game over. Pantheon hasn't built any lifesteal, so he's going to lose. The enemy team surrenders at that point. And it's pretty much GG. So, as for runes and masteries, I'll just throw them at the end of the video. So after my outro, you'll see the runes and masteries if you guys want to see that. Other than that, thank you all so much for watching. I'm probably going to upload a Zach in-depth guide pretty soon. He's going to be the next one. And then after him, I don't know who I'm going to make in-depth guides for. But probably be a Zach one kind of soon. Other than that, I've been an Ekko only player in my ranks. So if you guys want more Ekko footage, I got it. I got plenty of Ekko footage. So let me know if you want to see more Ekko games, because all it is I queue top first, actually, and I queue jungle. And either way, I'm playing Ekko if he's open. I build Dark Seal, and then I start carrying. So either way, let me know if you guys want to see more Ekko footage. I got it. Other than that, there will be a Zach and Epic guide in the next few days. And make sure you follow me on Twitter. Do it. You better do it. You better go to Twitter. And maybe on Twitch too. I'm watching you. I got my eyes on you. You better do it. Other than that, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.